Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. The chicken has finally come home to roost for the People's Democratic Party. The crisis that they allowed to fester in River State has finally consumed the party. And what is happening now is similar to what happened to the party when it lost the 2015 presidential election. And the party was in disarray, sort of. That was because they didn't know how to manage being an opposition party. They were still trying to understand what happened to them. The party entered serious problem after they lost the 2015 election. It brought in the Tussle for the national leadership of the party that threw up people like Alimodi Sheriff, former governor of Borno State, and then former governor of Kaduna State, McCarthy. If you're a follower of contemporary Nigerian political development, you will know that that crisis lasted for over a year or thereabout, but it was eventually settled by the Supreme Court in favor of McCarthy when the Supreme Court sacked Alimodi Sheriff. But what is hitting People's Democratic Party now is even worse, and it's also going to be resolved by the Supreme Court. But this time, the Supreme Court is going to do it in such a way that they know how to do best, if you remember what they did in 2023 presidential election. In that case, Nyesom Wike will have the upper hand, because this is headed to the Supreme Court. All these crises we are seeing in PDP right now are all the result of mismanagement of River State crisis. That is what we're going to talk about in this video. Now, before I go further on this, if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. Now, you are aware of the wave of suspension and counter suspension going on in People's Democratic Party. And the way in this video I want to make a sense of it and to show you that it is reverse crisis that is at the center of this new renewed leadership tussle in PDP. As I said earlier, PDP is not new to this kind of crisis, but this will consume it. And by the time the Supreme Court will finish with this matter, PDP will not be in a position to make an impact in the 2027 presidential election. And PDP literally has walked into the trap that Nyesom Wike set for them to make the party irrelevant in terms of presidential election in 2027. Now, of course, you ought to be aware by now about the wave of suspensions in the People's Democratic Party. The National Working Committee earlier announced the suspension of the acting national chairman and national secretary. Of course, you know the acting national chairman is Ambassador Ilia Damagun, while the national secretary is Samuel Anyanwu. They were suspended for alleged disloyalty to the party. Of course, that disloyalty is linked to River State. It is what they have been doing allegedly in Rivers State to perpetuate the crisis in that state. And they were doing it allegedly in favor of the former governor of Rivers State and now minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja Nyesom Wike. Now, before you know it also, there was counter suspension because the Damagru-led National Working Committee had also announced the suspension of the National Legal Advisor, Kalmadin Ajibade, and the National Publicity Secretary, Debo Olorugun Abba, and stated that their deputies were directed to assume office in acting capacity. Now, Debo Olorugun Abba was the one that also announced the suspension of Ilia Damagun as national chairman and Samuel Anyanwu as national secretary. So you can see what was playing out. The divided NWC were just suspending each other, so to say. So it was a suspension galore. But what is at the center of it is Rivers State. And I was shocked to even see the conciliatory statement from the Board of Trustees of the PDP, calling on all the parties to shake their sword and to de-escalate the tension. But the Board of Trustees know that the game is up, because the Board of Trustees have failed to really show that it's a composition of elders. They waited too long to intervene in the Rivers crisis. And if you look at all this suspension that is going on, they are all linked to Rivers State crisis. Anybody supporting any side depends on which camp they belong in Rivers State crisis. Okay, that Rivers State crisis has also divided the PDP Governors Forum. It has divided the PDP Governors Forum. That's why you have the Oyo State Governor, Adamawa State Governor, and Bayelsa State Governor in one camp. Among others, there are also others who are silent, but they belong to the side of Nyesom Wike and PDP, among the PDP governors. Then you see those who are with the PDP Governors Forum chairman and with Governor Simi Fubara. They are in another, they are in one camp. And these two camps are at the center of this crisis you are seeing. What is at the center of it? It is because the PDP failed to do the right thing at the right time. When Nyesom Wike openly supported another presidential candidate against the party's preferred candidate, after the election, Nyesom Wike and those who allegedly participated in anti-party activities ought to have been disciplined, but they were not. They were not disciplined, particularly the former governor of Rivers State was not disciplined. He was doubling down. Even after the election, he was already talking how he wished they would hold another election now, so that they will re-elect, so that he will work for the re-election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidential candidate of the APC. Nyesom Wike passed off his anti-party activity as something he did in national interest, that the presidency should go south. So he did it in national interest, for fairness, justice, and equity, as he liked to put it, for fairness. But is it really true that he did it for fairness? Like Dele Momodu had said, Dele Momodu was an insider in the communication team of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president, who was the presidential candidate of the PDP in the last election. If Nyesom Wike had been picked as the running mate of Atiku Abubakar, would he have been talking about fairness, justice, and equity? The Dele Momodu said that he would not have been doing so, because what he was interested was, for having lost the presidential ticket, he had hoped, allegedly, to be made the vice presidential candidate of PDP. It was after he lost that, according to Dele Momodu, that he began this so-called concern for justice, fairness, and equity for southern Nigeria. That being said, so the party ought to have taken a decision against him. They didn't. When they have an auspicious opportunity to do so, once he started fighting with Fubara and declared that Fubara cannot take away the structure of River State, it was a good opportunity for the PDP, if not that they have already lost it at the National Working Committee, to be able to call him to order or discipline him using the party's means of doing so. They can suspend him, because if they had suspended him or rein him in during that time, he would not be in a position today to be dragging leadership of the party in River State. Perhaps he would have just joined the APC, but they waited too long. They were so silent. He was challenging them. He was saying all kinds of things about PDP. And they were hearing him. How could a political party be taken serious when one of his former governors had joined the opposition, the ruling party's government, and is bad-mouthing them every day, telling everybody who cares to listen that he is still working for Bola Ahmed Tinubu for 2027. In other words, he said that he was saying there is no chance for our party in 2027. We don't have somebody who can compete with Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. And the party was just looking. They didn't do anything. Now, it is coming a bit late. The party has been divided through the middle at the NWC, National Working Committee, at the PDP Governors Forum, and the problem of River State still persists. And the problem of the party has gotten worse. Eventually, this is going to end up at the Supreme Court. Just like Alimo the Sheriff did not give way, and McCarthy did not give way until the Supreme Court decided in 2017, sorry. In 2017. This is crisis that started shortly after the party lost the election in 2015. But look at how long it took for the Supreme Court to come to the end of the matter, to deliver judgment that brought the matter to a close in 2017. And McCarthy prevailed. But by then, PDP was already destroyed. They were just patching PDP to be able to compete in 2019 election. Of course, PDP in that case they were able to manage the situation and make a good outing in 2019. And there are people who strongly believe that the PDP later survived and that they actually won that 2019 election if it was not rigged. Okay, but now they are in a deeper mess. In 2019, shortly after they lost the presidential candidate, the presidential election, they were still having control of several states. Today, the number of states that PDP is controlling is shrinking. They just lost Edo, and who knows what they will lose again in the off-season election. So PDP now is in serious trouble because they are going to go to the Supreme Court to decide this matter. I can tell you that for free. Nyesom Wike camp are still sticking on Damagun. Damagun is still occupying the PDP secretariat. All the people that are in the PDP secretariat, I can tell you for free, they will continue to occupy it. Who will remove them? Because since they are with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, there's no possibility of anybody removing them from that secretariat. Okay, now, how will this be solved? This can only be solved by the Supreme Court now, unless some of them listen to the voice of reason. And I can tell you for free that Nyesom Wike camp will not succumb to, they will not listen to anybody. They will insist that they are on the right. In fact, they are waiting for court process to start so that they will show that they understand how the system operates in Nigerian judiciary. So that's what I think they are waiting for. They are ready to show that they are the right one, that they are in the right. And these other people are the people that I can see conceding if there is any reconciliation. But that boils down to the fact that PDP will not be able to make any relevant impact in the coming election. I see that Atiku camp are celebrating. The Atiku camp are celebrating the emergence of Yayari Ahmed Mohammed as the new acting national chairman of the party. And all those who are on the side of Fubara, they are celebrating. But I don't think they need to celebrate. Things are getting worse for the party. And it is all because they failed to do the right thing when the reverse crisis started, when they ought to have stamped their authority that indeed Simi Fubara is the leader of the PDP. And anybody that challenges his authority as the leader ought to have paid a price in the party. But they didn't do so. Now, the matter has escalated and it may end up in the Supreme Court. Yet, the River State crisis is still there. Fubara is still being harassed by all kinds of court cases. And you know the way court matters go in Nigeria of today. Unlike in the past when the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. The judiciary we have in Nigeria today, you can't really say that they are the last hope of the common man. If not, the governor of River State wouldn't have anything to worry about. But this crisis, the crisis in Rivers wouldn't have gotten this worse if the PDP had done the right thing and suspend the former governor of River State for alleged anti-party activities, and things would have been different. I can tell you that for free. But since they didn't do it, they are paying the price for their inaction and for coming around too late. Incidentally, nobody is blaming Atiku Abubakar I remember if it was when Labour Party problems started, everyone was blaming Peter Obi, that Peter Obi should have done this, should have done that. But I have discovered that nobody is blaming Atiku Abubakar, who was the presidential candidate of PDP, not just the presidential candidate of the PDP in 2023 presidential election. He was also presidential candidate in 2019, and he is a founding member of the People's Democratic Party, right from 1998. So he was there, he was saying nothing, absolutely nothing. And look at where the party is, and look at where the crisis in Rivers State is. So it is a sad commentary for the People's Democratic Party that they allow their party to degenerate to what it is today. I don't know what you think about the PDP's state and what they have done in Rivers State, and how the Rivers State crisis has finally come around to consume the party. Whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you.